Yep, we are live now. People are getting call has ended issues. Damn it. I'm gonna share the other link. Well, let's see if other people join. Did you have the first link that I shared? Nah. Anyways, yeah, let's get started. Is there anyone that has high priority to share, or that they consider there is high priority? Okay, cool. Thank you, Ted. Just for the record, Ted says that he's in a meeting, can join, but there is some progress that's being done for the open API in the JSON API integration, which is great. I haven't been following that. Maybe Carlos, can you give some insight about that, or you don't know what's going on there? I'm not sure if you're talking, Carlos, but you're muted. Okay, probably stepped away for a minute. So a couple of things happened related to JSON API. One is that, I don't know how close you followed that, but there is now a separate contrib we discussed last week about uploading files. And yeah, the approach is that we'll have, until things settle down, like there's going to be a different approach to how things may work regarding files after the core issue is in, after media and the file management, the new file management that brings is in, etc. So we didn't want to just bring some implementation into JSON API and then require a major upgrade. We just decided to let this live in a separate contrib right now, and then we'll figure out what we need to do, if anything, when things settle down. So that was the approach, and Splashka has been leading that effort. And you can go to JSON API_file to see what's going on there. So haven't tested yet, but hopefully that means that we can upload files now and integrate it with JSON API, which is great, I think. So thank you about that. Something else that happened is that
sorry, Matteo. So one question, like just in general, now that we have media in core, but you want to like not expose this detail necessarily to the outside world. Like when you upload a file, most systems don't have a separate like resource for media, I guess, but rather you just want to upload your image and that's about it. Can we do something about it? Should we do something about it and like keep the same API but internally create a media? Yeah, just something I was wondering.
Yeah, I wonder about those questions too. So if I understand correctly, the main issue is that we don't have permissions for uploading files without the media patch, which is a problem. And we add that, and on top of that, there is the image entity, the media entity wrapper around the file. So things may change once we, have that in, or they may not. But the least we need the files to work. The permissions to work to be able to upload files. Unless we want to have a coupled implementation like the node form does, which we have been avoiding because it kind of ties it to the field system, which is not ideal because kind of depends on the field. Does that make sense, Daniel?
Well, it's tricky, right? Because a lot of the validations are on the field level for files.
Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah.
that's why media may simplify things a little bit.
But yeah, we should totally follow the core issue and what they are doing there to see how we can adapt to that. I mean, yeah, maybe we even need like a dedicated JSON API extra stuff for a nice integration, then have the normal, like a more core-like approach for the others.
And maybe we can reuse that contrib for that purpose even. It is something that we will need to see and evolve, and this is one of those things that I would like to pave the cow path. So let's see if the current implementation just works fine for people implementing stuff, and if not, we will, adapt to people actually using the API, if that makes sense. But yeah, I suppose that core is going to be leading the approach for this. So another thing that happened is that I submitted a patch for what we talked the other day about normalizing, having a developer-friendly way of normalizing the entities in JSON API format. It's pending review. I didn't see any reviews on that. I know that Damien, you've been working on that, so I'm not sure if you were able to follow that patch or you noticed that there was a new patch.
Sorry, I was walking around. Could you repeat the question?
Oh, I was wondering if you saw the patch that I submitted to that issue that you opened about being able to serialize an entity in JSON API format.
Yes, I have not had the chance since to fully test it out, but I'll try to do that today and let you know.
Oh, no worries. I was just wondering if you even noticed it did that. But yeah, if you can, I would really appreciate any feedback on that. And I don't really have anything else for JSON API. I've been following the core issues that were mentioned the other day. They are still in progress. They're supposed to bring some niceties that are going to be applied with no work to JSON API and other projects. But yeah, still no final commit on those. And maybe, Daniel, you can give an update on distribution stuff?
I'm sorry, on what? I couldn't hear it.
Sorry, yeah, I know it's getting tricky. On the distribution for content.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, we worked on that in the last week quite a bit. We finally found a name, which was probably the hardest bit of it, which is now Contenta CMS, because Contenta is already like a thing out there, and we worked a little bit on the naming scheme. We have like basically worked together, as also said last week, with the default content initiative, and this settles down. We probably will a little bit change our data model to be more flexible. What they have, like they have a limited set of food categories. So there's like breakfast, dinner, lunch, but we will have like a taxonomy term there instead, because we can be more flexible. than the others.
Yeah. So the idea in there is that we don't really have to generate the same exact set of YAML files. The content model will be very similar, but the end result should be the same. And the end result is the same wireframes that a front end would implement.
Right. We some people started on React front end for this distribution. Some people started on an Elm front end, and I would like to see someone to implement a decoupled PHP front end. I have some ideas around that, but I'm not really like interested in working on it. So if someone wants to work on a PHP only decoupled implementation, that would be could be really interesting in terms how we render Drupal in the future itself. Beside of that, Matteo, do you have anything else to add?
Maybe next steps, right?
That's a good point. We talked about media integration, which we thought about first to skip it for a while, but given that media won't be stable until 8.5, at least according to Alex Pott, we decided to go with a Contrib solution and like use media in Contrib to get at least an image library and a video library, which then will let us have a different content model than the default content initiative, as they will probably stick with a simple image field. But it still allows people, given it's not that too far off, like whether you use an image field or image media, it still allows people to compare the different approaches, which I think is a good point of the idea. What are other steps, Matteo?
There is a Slack channel. Matt is asking, where is this effort being coordinated? The core issue hasn't been updated in a while, and that is true. We should post. We've been having a lot of conversations in the content Slack channel. Probably worth sharing on it in that core issue. Thank you for bringing that up. So another thing about this is that we want to be able to have a community managed API. So we're probably going to use API. But there, as people here know, there are some shortcomings with Session API Express regarding image generation and allowing to input data. Sorry. Daniel, do you think that you can finish this meeting or coordinating it?
Does anyone else want to say something? The baby, maybe? Doesn't seem so. Yeah, I would be happy to see more people in the Contenta Stack channel. It's certainly interesting to see what's going on there and what is possible already without too much effort in Drupal. Like if someone knows React really well, they can we probably need help in that. Otherwise, no one else wants to say something. See you next week, I guess.
Can you guys hear me? So, Ted was trying to we've been working asynchronously, and he did a lot of refactoring on and a lot of progress in his OpenAPI. And I didn't notice that he was also working on the same thing that I was working, is that integrating OpenAPI and Redux, and try to and I was working on that concept, improve it, and he was working on it too. And I'm also working on making the authenticated requests from Redux. How does that work? I'm currently working on that. How does that work with Drupal? The tokens, how to that when you do a request to using OpenAPI, you need a REST call to Drupal. You need some special tokens that need to be done, and so I wanna see how Redux work with that and how we can actually put make that invisible to the user, and so it's easy to integrate and easier to work with.
That's very nice. Yeah, thank you about that. So is there anything that people wanting to contribute can do? Should they get in touch with you or Ted? How they do that?
So currently, what I'm doing is every Monday after the meeting around 5, I'm talking with Ted, or between Monday and Tuesday, I get to talk with Ted. I'm telling him we get together, like 15-minute talk about what we have done and what we're gonna do this week, and then we start working. If they want to contribute, Ted posted a few issues under the OpenAPI project, so people can feel free to reach us in any moment by IRC or Slack, and we will respond and give info on where we are, where we're heading, and what we're working on this week.
Cool, thank you. Is there anything else? All right, so the only thing that I wanted to add was regarding the content. One of the goals is that we can have a couple of commands, like a Composer create project, and then maybe a Drush site install with SQLite. So with a couple of commands, you have a local, fully working distribution that serves you an API with demo content. So you can, with just pasting some code in your console, get a Drupal server ready to start your front-end development. So that is one of the goals as well. And with that, since there is nothing else, please keep contributing. That's awesome. And I'll see you in Slack and ECQs and IRC and everywhere. We probably want to find a centralized place to talk about this stuff, since it seems to me that it's always the same usual offenders in these talks and in these channels. For now, we can probably use the Contenta Slack channel, which is about the distribution, but I mean everything ends up affecting the distribution. Because we will use all the cool stuff that we are working on. So feel free to go in there if you want to get a more focused channel or use any other channel as well. That's it. See you next week. And sorry about the older emails.
See you
Bye.
guys. Bye. Thanks, Mateo.
See you next week.
Thanks, Mateo.
Bye.
Have an awesome week, guys.
Bye-bye.